Hello, dear friends. I'm Roland Gunther, homeopath in Royston on Vancouver Island, and you might already know this spot here under. This is a spot in our garden in our yard with the big Douglas firs, and here you see one of our favorites, um, um, newcomer, a volunteer of the Arbutus tree, and this spot here, I just love it. Yeah, here I come to pray. I often come to meditate, and it means something for me, this spot. So I take you here on this very almost intimate spot with me. There's one thing, because it's important, I started to bring, for example, when I found a especially beautiful shell or a house of a snail, then I brought it home and put it here, like this one, moon snail, yeah, and uh, just to, yeah, somehow I wanted to bring something and to say thank you because here's where I pray, here's where I meditate, yeah. And in time, once in a while, I brought even dead animals that I found run over on the street, a bird or something. And there's something really amazing happening. Yeah, like I started at first, I dug them in, and then I just put them somewhere in between. And just to watch that, how they disintegrate, how the bugs are coming, and the raven and birds, and maybe the raccoon, and everybody has its share. And within a few months, there's just a few bones or feathers that are left. And well, you can see here, for example, that's an old skull of a hawk that I put here last year. It's totally wonderful right now. Yeah. Oh, this here is it's a buck. It's a deer. It's a deer buck. Yeah, that was washed on the shore from the ocean. And lately I brought another buck that was washed ashore here, and you probably hardly can see it, so it's still rotting away. If you think that stinks, it doesn't. And if it stings a little bit, then just take two handful of sawmill or of sawdust or of bark mulch. It's just the way the stuff you use in the garden, or even if you know in composting toilets. Yeah, you just put two handfuls of that bark on your business, and it doesn't stink. I'm really, for me, it's always surprising. There's something just to watch that transformation, to watch how things disintegrate and how new life springs and comes out of that is really amazing. This is a perfect recycling. It's a recycling and a transformation. It's really transforms in a different form. And sometimes I think, my gosh, if it would be legally possible that my body will end up somewhere where just the raven and the coyote can come, and then the bugs and the maggots and whatever wants. And within a few months, there would be hardly anything left of it. And this body of mine would grow and dig and crawl and run and fly around in 1,000 creatures. It's amazing, yeah. It's really a miracle how this creativity and this ability to transform, to give a different form, a different life form, a different form of life to a body. I also think it's great in that way just to have a little space like that and to watch things like that. Um, it brings death a little bit into our life. And we are a very death phobic culture. Yeah, we like to not think of it and push it away, and only when we get a fatal diagnosis from the doctor, then we start maybe thinking of it. But it's a little late. In indigenous peoples, it was the initiations into the mysteries of death. They were done usually somewhere between puberty and 20. So it was in the beginning of life. When I started working with indigenous peoples, The old woman who taught me, one of the first ceremonies she did was around the initiation into death, because she told me, you can't live when you're not okay with dying. You can't live when you're constantly afraid of dying. And the goal of that was really to take death in as an advisor, as a daily companion into life. Because every day in our lives, something needs to go, something needs to die. Either it's a conviction or something, pattern that we follow, or it's just something, or some structure on the outside needs to change. Every change is also partially a process of dying, and there's a certain grieving that comes with it, and it's a process that we need to go through. And having that on the outside is just a great reminder, and a teacher. It's then not so far away, it's dangerous. No, it's right here in my garden, at a place that I love. And to see that and to be present to that is very comforting. It's not an enemy or something to avoid somewhere at the end of life that I hope I've never experienced. Well, we're all going to experience. And when we're familiar with it a little bit, in which way ever, we will be very, very grateful. It's a chance to go that path and to go through that uh, process of staying alive in transformation more gracefully and elegantly. Yeah, so, and I heard that also other cultures, like I heard that a Buddhist tradition, there also exists about the bone field where they put the bones of the bodies of dead animals and really leave it there and honor it, what's happening there. I think this is great. It's really like to give something so important like death and dying a sacred space where it can be, where it's part of our life, is something very uh, rewarding, for me at least. Maybe that's an idea. Maybe you give it just a symbol if you don't dare to put a dead sparrow or whatever you find here. Yeah, but somehow to take that into life and to have and to think about, okay, for me, for example, it was very important to have that as an advisor when I was standing in front of important decisions that I needed to make and I didn't know what to choose. And then to think about, okay, Rome, if you would have half a year to live, what would you choose? And all of a sudden, it was so crystal clear. No, no thinking required. I knew. So these are also one of the benefits of having death present during our lifetime, not only somewhere at the end of of it. So maybe that is an encouragement for you to give death. It doesn't some place in your life. It doesn't need to look like this here, yeah. You find your own way, but it's really something. I think it's an aspect of life that is beautiful to have integrated also in life, to see this is part of life and death is an illusion. Not in any moment a dead body is really dead. It keeps being alive. Thank you so much for listening and see you next time. Bye.